All right, what's up, guys? I wanted to do this recording real quick just to see how long it would take me to get through the argument that I was going to make with Yankee if I was uninterrupted. Also, it seems to me that most of the argument that I was trying to make was, in fact, not well taken or not understood by the audience because every 3 seconds I was interrupted with some objection or some bullshit or whatever it was that Yankee had to say because he couldn't let me finish a sentence as long as anything that I was saying was anything that he didn't even know what I was saying sometimes, but he might disagree with it, so he was going to interrupt me. Anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and start. How do you unite with people that are being brainwashed by the media? We've had Hitler messaging since 2015, which has caused a mass hysteria. That's the premise. Individuals have TDS, as we have seen, I think. Is that a, like uh, is that an actual recognized mental disorder? I don't think it is yet, but I think it will be, and I think that we're headed that way. So individuals have TDS, groups have the hysteria. If enough people literally took hyperbolically the language that they've been hearing for years, now we have tens of millions of people who were caught in the media created Hitlerian bubble. That's how hysteria works. If I think something's true, like I think there's a monster under my bed, and I call 3 people over who also have the same derangement that I have, and they also recognize and see that there is a monster under my bed, then that strengthens all of our belief of there being a monster because all 4 of us saw it. And like, how could all 4 of us be wrong? So that's basically what a hysteria is. It's a false belief. Yankee was saying that, well, I guess that's not part of the presentation, but he was saying like, oh, the buses still run. Well, no, that doesn't necessarily mean anything, right? Hysteria is just a false belief and held by a mass of people. That would be the other part of it. Um, if you have a scary hysteria, right? Like, ooh, there's fake orange, fat, stupid Hitler, then what you're going to get is a rational response to that if it were true. So you're going to have people who are going to seem crazy to the rest of the world because they're not part of the hysteria acting rationally within the hysteria because they're reacting to something that's not true. If you point out that they're literally wrong, you trigger cognitive dissidence. So, for example, if someone is really smart, which if you are smart or has no bearing on whether or not you are able to be deceived or be part of a hysteria or have a derangement, right? That is something that is programmed into you. But if you are smart and you are being deceived about something, and someone points out to you that you are being deceived about the thing, and here's some direct evidence showing that, do you say to yourself, oh man, you're right, I'm wrong, I'm stupid, I guess I didn't know that, let me change my thinking? Sometimes that does happen, but more often what you do is you double down and you come up with some gobbledygook word salad excuse as to why you're actually right. It just didn't work out this time. Anyway, so here I lost my place. So yeah, your reason won't make any sense to anyone who's not brainwashed. Charlie Kirk is associated with Trump. So people who have Trump derangement syndrome also associate Charlie Kirk with being stupid, uninformed, ignorant, evil, bigoted, anti-gay, anti-trans, etc., etc. The list goes on, right? And it's not based on evidence; it's based on feeling, and it's based upon programming by the mainstream media and by the Democrats, and it's confirmed by the mass hysteria. What happens when you give someone evidence they are wrong? Again, they double down. So here's evidence you're wrong. 100% of everyone who knew Charlie Kirk says that he was a nice guy. Not one person out of anyone who knew him says anything but good stuff. And what did Yankee say to that? Oh, well, that's what you would say about someone who just died. Blah, 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 blah. Right? So there you go. So rather than confirming what he should have confirmed, which is like, wow, maybe I'm not right about the information that I have about him being a racist or whatever. It's, oh, well, that's just what people say when people die. And of course, no one would say that. So that I'm just going to confirm what I see. I'm smart anyway. So what happens when you think he's stupid Hitler? You know, because everyone thinks like, oh, well, he's stupid Hitler's minion. And you see clips of Charlie Kirk being nice and kind and talking to people he's supposed to be hateful towards. Well, what did Yankee do? He was like, oh, well, he's just hiding it and he's secretly racist. And all of the things that I know are what actually is the true thing because he's racist, right? And this is going to be the shortest video ever because I'm almost done. They will tell you that they know some, and this is the arguments that they make, right? This is the arguments. These are the only arguments that you will hear about why Charlie Kirk is so bad because they don't actually have any. I mean, like maybe there's one direct quote or something that they could make, but guess what? Charlie Kirk is not here to defend himself anymore. And I'm sure that if he was, he would have nuance or explanation that would destroy whatever point that they're trying to make. So it's good that you can win an argument against a dead guy, and it's good that you can win an argument by just interrupting someone the entire time, but allow me to finish the argument. And the argument finishes, these are the arguments that they make, is that they will tell you that they know someone who knows something and they're just following their friend, or they will just straight up make some shit up like, oh, Charlie Kirk is a Christian and I was a Christian, and the Christians that I knew when I was a kid were all racist, and therefore Charlie Kirk is secretly racist, right? That's making some shit up. Or they'll get half of a quote. So they'll quote him like half of a thing, but it will be kind of out of context, or it will be missing the quote, or, you know, whatever it is that's missing changes the meaning. And again, it's easy to win an argument against a dead guy because you shot him in the neck and celebrated it. And, oh, here's a good one too. They will quote something in the negative, meaning it's Charlie Kirk quoting something he disagrees with. And then you're quoting Charlie Kirk. You're quoting him, quoting the quote that he's disagreeing with, attributing it to him and saying how he is actually for it. So, as far as I understand, those are the only arguments that I've heard. I haven't heard anything that falls outside of those arguments, which is why I was kind of like willing to go into this conversation and this debate blind with Yankee. Again, the problem was that, well, there's several problems. Number one, love you, Matt. Never enough ammo. But you did not moderate that debate. There was no moderation there. I mean, honestly, dude, you needed to mute someone. You needed to give us each turns. You tried to, but you also needed to stand up to Yankee and tell him to shut the fuck up and mute him if you had to. So that's the first thing. Second thing, and again, Matt, love you. Don't take that the wrong way. You're a good dude. You didn't mean bad by it. It's just that's the way it went. Second thing was there was no source material, right? We were supposed to have a debate as to whether or not what Yankee had said on his stream was acceptable in light of the information that's come out, but he made his chat private so that no one could see it, including me, who was debating him. I reached out to people to try to get quotes about what he had said in his video that he took down, and I got diddly fucking squat from anybody. So love you guys, thank you guys, but that's on you. Someone fucking saw it out there and you didn't fucking help me. So I'm not mad at you, but I'm mad at the situation, right? I'm just mad. I'm mad about this whole thing. And then the last thing that was wrong with it, of course, was the fact that just that's the way Yankee fucking argues. He talks over you, he interrupts you, he's like makes a bunch of noise. He like all of my concentration was just in getting through a sentence trying to say what I already had thought of rather than like thinking on my feet and debating and actually coming up with the next thing. There was no point where I'm like, now I'm done. Now you can make your points and I will listen to them and think of a response or whatever. By the time we got to that point, I was so exhausted from the conversation, I couldn't even do it anymore. Like, he started bringing up things about the Y chromosome fading out, and I'm just like, dude, like, I can't even fucking, like, I know what you're saying is bullshit, but I don't have the energy to call it out. You know what I mean? And that, again, is a debate tactic. That is not a way to, that's a way to win a debate, but that's not a way to win anybody over. That's a way to win a debate, but no one's informed, right? Which is really the point of a debate, so that both sides of an argument can be heard about a subject, and so that everyone listening can hear the steelman arguments from both sides and make up their own mind as to whether or not each argument might hold weight and vote with their opinion, right? And that's how a debate is supposed to work. But if you just shout over someone and make sure that their point can never be heard, and then never actually deal with the points that they make, and then move on to things that are so esoteric that you needed to have like a list of research material beforehand to be able to respond, then of course you're going to sound like, oh, well, you know what I mean? So that's what happened. I invite anyone besides Yankee who wishes to have an actual debate where we could have a back and forth about something that we predetermine in the debate to have it with me. I would be happy to do that online and on my channel. I feel like that would be a fun thing to do, but as far as having another debate with Yankee, unless I or someone that is actually going to mute the motherfucker has fucking control of a mute button, there ain't no chance in hell. I won't go on his channel. I won't do it on Matt's channel. I would do it on my own channel, but there's not a chance in hell he would ever come on my channel because he knows that I would mute him when it's my turn to talk. And I would get my point across, and it would be my audience. And of course, that wouldn't bode well for him. So he wouldn't come on here. That is my prediction. So if Yankee would like to have this debate again or another debate with Yankee at some time in the future, I'm telling you right now, the only way that I would do it is on my own channel. I won't do it on someone else's channel. And I would debate someone else with the moderator or however you guys want to do it, as long as it is a good faith debate and we are arguing about something. I don't even care if it's not passionately, but we're just able to both get our points across and steelman argument our positions. Anyway, um, again, quick video. I don't even know how long that was for me to get through that argument, but that was the thing that took me, I think it was like 30 minutes, 40 minutes to get through when Yankee was there, because every time I would open my mouth, and then it would end in a shouting contest, dude. And yeah, super annoying. Anyway, thanks, guys. Deuces. Trooper to shop, not but a pressure, bad cat care, break the troops, blah, blah, blah. Later.